As we start a new year, it's important to consider retirement and tax changes and what they are. So let's take a look at the retirement and tax changes for 2025. The first change is in tax brackets. Tax brackets increase because of inflation every year. The one bracket that I like to focus on is the 24% bracket, which is kind of the sweet spot for Roth conversions. If you were single in 2024, that bracket went from $100,525 to $191,950. In 2025, it goes from 103,350 to 197,300. For married couples, it goes from 201,050 to 383,900 in 2024. In 2025, that'll be 206,700 to 394,600. Also, there is a small increase to the amount that you can pay zero capital gains tax. So that's something else to consider if you are in a situation where your income is lower. You can have tax-free capital gains. So you just want to think about that as well. Let's take a look at some of the retirement account contribution limits. If you are an employee and contribute to a 401k, a 403b, or a 457 plan, in 2024, you can contribute $23,000. You can contribute an extra $500 in 2025. The catch-up contribution for those who are 50 and above stayed at $7,500, which means your total contribution goes from $30,500 to $31,000. We have something new in 2025. That's the super catch-up contribution for those who are ages 60 to 63. They can contribute an additional $3,750 to their employee retirement plan, which means that their total max is $34,750 as opposed to the $31,000 if you're 50 and above. Your total 401k or SEP IRA, that's a self-employed pension plan, is $70,000. Plus, you can put in another $7,500 if you're over 50. That's up $1,000. And that's a combination of the employer and the employee contribution amount. There are no changes to the IRA and Roth contribution limits in 2025, so they will remain at $7,000 or $8,000 if you're 50 or over. There is a slight increase for 2025 to HSA contribution limits. They will be $4,300 for singles and $8,550 for families in 2025. We have higher limits for qualified charitable distributions. For many years, that was capped at $100,000. It went up to $105,000 in 2024, goes up another $3,000 to $108,000 in 2025. Remember that qualified charitable distributions must be made from your IRA, and you must be at least 70 and a half. And they have significant tax advantages in that the amount that you use or make as a qualified charitable contribution does not go into your income. So it doesn't factor into some of the income related adjustments that can be made or deductions that you can receive. And it's more advantageous to contribute via QCD than to contribute via writing a check. Next thing we have is higher estate and gift tax exclusions. The estate tax exemption is increasing by $380,000 from $13.61 million to $13.9 million per person in 2025, and the gift tax exclusion is increasing from $18,000 in 2024 to $19,000 in 2025. And don't forget that if you're a married couple and you're giving a gift to your child, you can contribute or give them $38,000 because you each can make a $19,000 gift. And that's tax-free. If it goes over that, you have to file a gift tax return. It doesn't mean that you owe anything because of the estate tax exemption, but you should file a gift tax return just to show the zero tax and show that you've used up some of that exclusion is really what happens. Next, we have some healthcare related adjustments. Medicare Part D annual out-of-pocket costs are going to be capped at $2,000. I talked about that in a blog a few weeks ago. We also have deductible long-term care insurance premiums. The amount of those is increased. You can see the amounts on the slide. If you're 71 and above, it's $6,020. And if you have a flex spending account rather than a health savings account, the amount that you can put aside in that flex spending account goes up $100 to $3,300 in 2025. Last, we have Social Security. The cost of living adjustment for Social Security in 2025 is 2.5%. Should have already received information about that. And for those who are employed and paying into the Social Security system, The taxable income threshold went up from $168,600 to $176,100. You pay 7.65% if you work for another company. If you're self-employed, that's 15.3% of your salary, up to the caps that I just shared. Hope you find this information helpful. I'm Phil Weiss of Apprise Wealth Management. I wish all of you a very happy new year, and may 2025 be your best year yet. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.